Hi, I'm chatting today with Erin from My Mommy World, and we're going to be talking about how organizing can help you save money. So, Erin, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Well, hi, I'm Erin Myers, and I blog at the website mymommyworld.com, just kind of about all the things that I do as a mom. So, keeping house and organizing and grocery shopping and recipes and things like that. So, thank you so much for inviting me on today.
Great, thanks for coming. Um, what's the first thing you want to share with us about how organizing helps you save money?
Well, just talking about money, I think budgeting is really important. And if you're not organized with your budget, then you're just kind of going to be in shambles financially, I think. Um, what I usually do is set a budget for all my categories each month and try to stick with that amount of money. So, like for example, I usually budget about $100 a week for groceries, and it's kind of generous because I do use coupons and I follow sales and that kind of thing. But I'd rather have a little bit more than not enough in that category. Um, but then I know if I go to the store and I have only $100 in my hand, I can't say like, oh, this ice cream's on sale, I want to buy that, or look at this cute little kid's cup. My daughter would love that. I'm gonna just sneak that into the basket. I end up not spending as much because I know I have $100 and this is what I, I have to pay for this week. So I think that's really important. Um, just organizing a budget and sticking to it.
Now, do you do all your shopping for the week at one time, or do you split it up among different stores? And do you always shop with cash?
This year one of my goals has really been to try to shop with cash because read and I've heard that you tend to spend less if you use cash than you use a credit card or a piece of plastic essentially. So I haven't been very diligent about the cash recently, but we are trying to do that. It's just such an odd thing to do now that we've been so used to using a debit card for so many years. But I am trying to use cash more often. Um, I'm sorry, what was your question? I'm like
Um,
rambling on.
do you shop for your groceries for the whole week in one trip, or do you do like a couple of different trips?
I usually just go to one store because the store I go to is Harris Teeter here in Maryland, and they have really the best coupon policy of any store pretty much anywhere. Um, they're always very friendly about taking coupons. They have really great sales, and so I usually do all my shopping there. Once in a while, I will go to the drugstore or somewhere like Target or something like that. But I've noticed that the sales are not as good as they used to be at the drugstore. So I mostly just go to Harris Teeter now, and I do really well saving there.
Yeah, I noticed that the deals at our drugstores have not been as good. Occasionally, I'll find a good one, but some of the stores just haven't had really great deals like they used to. So let's see, you were going to
Yeah.
also talk about organizing your kitchen, is that right?
Yes.
Or your
Um,
pantry?
just from my experience. Yeah, just from my experience. A lot of times I'll be in the middle of cooking a recipe for dinner, for example, and I'll notice that I'm out of one thing, and because I didn't check my pantry beforehand. And then I end up, sending my husband to the store, and we have no coupon, and the thing's not on sale. And then I end up spending way more than I would have if I had planned ahead and just checked. So I try to keep my cupboards very organized so I can see, you know, how much rice do I have, how much flour, that sort of thing, just to make sure that I can catch that stuff on sale ahead of time so that I can pay the lowest price for it and not, wait till the last second and pay for it. Um, And then I also so do my couponing in the kitchen, obviously. I just have a little area set aside, and I learned this from Organize 365 to have a little office area in your kitchen so that you can take care of things like coupons or your mail and kids' assignments from school or something like that. So I have my little coupon binder that I keep loose coupons in that I might get, like a Catalina or something from the grocery store. And I usually, on Sundays, I go through my coupon inserts and cut out the ones that I know I'll use, and then I organize them in that. And then I also just keep the whole inserts stacked up. I probably keep maybe 2 or 3 months worth of coupon inserts in my cupboard in the kitchen, in my little office area, and I keep those on hand for a couple months until they're all expired and toss them in recycling. So.
Yeah, I know I don't clip too many coupons. I usually keep the inserts, and then when I'm looking for the ads, I'll see, well, what matches up at the time, because so many of the items we can't eat because of dairy, but like the things like the Silk milk and things like that we buy all the time, I clip those and keep them in my little price book that's in my purse, so I always have them at the store in case I see a good deal there. So I can't remember what else you were going to share about organizing, so I'll just let you do it.
Well, I was going to talk about my stockpile. I used to do a lot more couponing than I do. I had this huge stockpile for a long time, and then like we mentioned earlier, the sales are not as good as they used to be. And so my stockpile has kind of dwindled over time. And I used to be very good about organizing it, making sure that it, was all lined up in the closet and that sort of thing. But just the other day, my husband went to the closet to get another tube of deodorant, and there was no deodorant in the closet, which was like, oh my gosh, how can we not have deodorant? Because for so many years, I had stockpiled all the time. And so it was just kind of a little lesson to me that, because I did have to go out and pay full price for a deodorant that I would normally get for free or very, very inexpensively. So that was kind of my little, wake up. You gotta make sure you're organizing with the stockpile and just making sure you know what you have, because it really hurt to pay. I know it wasn't that much, it's a couple dollars, but, it really hurt me to pay the full price for it because I never had done it for so long. And then my one last tip I was going to share was just how I organize my kids' closets. If I don't keep up on top of it, it gets to be really bad. Because my kids, my husband has a really large family, and so they're always getting gifts, and they're not huge gifts, but like when you get a little gift for each kid from, 20 people, it's a lot of stuff. So I try to do it at least twice a year. I clean out their clothing, something they've outgrown or if it has pants with holes in these or something like that, then I need to toss it or donate it. And then I also ruthlessly go through their toys, and if it's something that they haven't played with in a really long time, we donate it or try to recycle it or something. Cause they did have a lot of little Happy Meal toy kind of things, which it's really hard to. I don't think people really want those donated, so I recycle them if I can. If it's plastic, I can recycle them. But yeah, that's one big tip too, because if you don't know what clothes your kids have, I've done this before. When I was a new mom, I would buy so many things for my daughter, who was my oldest, and then she would grow out of it too fast, or I would buy duplicates of things because I've forgotten what was in her closet. So if I keep it organized, and then I can see she's got already a pair of black pants, and she doesn't need 2 pairs of black or 3 pairs of black. So that was my one thing. It's just keeping your closets really organized and so you can see what you have on hand.
I know my son's closet, I hadn't really checked it all summer long, and this fall I checked it and I'm like, oh my word, what happened in here? It's like things just got stuffed in there, clothes were on the floor. Oh, it was just awful. There was pieces of boxes the kids had cut up for projects laying on the shelves, and I'm like, oh no, my goodness. So it's all clean now, but yes, and he had outgrown some clothes that were in the closet too. So we have neighbors to share those with, and I usually take them over to the neighbors and give them that. So can you just share your blog address once more? So if people, and I'll also put it in the YouTube comments below.
Sure. It's mymommyworld.com. And I have a little section on organizing that I did. It was a series that I did a couple years ago about getting the whole house organized. So, and I'm also following along. Again, I mean, organizing is not something that you do once and then you're done. I find like I need to organize all the time, and I need to go back over things that I've done before. So I'm actually right now in the middle of following along with Lisa at Organized 365, and she's doing one thing a week, which is really manageable for me right now. And so you can see what I'm doing over there right now.
Yeah, I've been getting her emails for her 40 weeks of organizing too, but I have yet to complete one. So, but I have them all waiting for me when I can actually start. So, okay. And so I will make sure to link up to your posts in the comments and on the blog post that I make with your tips, and so that way people can find those posts really easy, Erin. And thanks so much for helping me out and doing this hangout.
Thanks so much for having me.
Okay, bye.
Bye.